Okay, today's class, and I realized I need to fix my makeup, so be right back. Okay, I came out here because the dishwasher is going right now, and so I didn't want to for you guys to hear it. I cannot forget to turn off the dishwasher when class starts. I'm gonna be really embarrassed. I'm actually not as nervous as I thought I would be today. I mean, I was really nervous this morning, and I kind of read over all my reading again just to make sure I knew it, but I just haven't. It's weird, like this isn't just like a normal college class where your first day you kind of just expect the teacher to go over everything, and like you feel like you don't have to come with anything prepared other than like the notebook. But we've already had things assigned to us, and like we're expected to have done the reading, and it's like even doing the reading, it's like I don't know what I'm reading for. Like how, I don't know. I mean, I do, because like the whole class is close reading, so I made sure to read more closely than I normally do, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I suddenly am very aware how loud it is in my apartment. Zach's so funny. He was like, he's been so worked up the last couple weeks, like trying to make sure like we have a game plan. He's like, okay, so you eat dinner before I come, don't wait for me, and like, you know, make sure that you keep a bowl and plate off to the side so I don't walk behind you because I'm gonna be in the kitchen. It just made me laugh. I would like to be in the bedroom for my web conference, but the Wi-Fi is not too great in there, and so obviously that would not work. So I have to be in the kitchen and the hubbub of it all. I feel like this waiting around isn't very exciting. We have about 35 minutes left to go. I'm not freaking out. I'm freaking out a little bit. I made a coffee too, which might be a mistake because I'll probably be up really late. I'm one of those people that can't drink coffee even in the afternoon, and here it is, 6 o'clock, and I'm having a cup of coffee. So I was talking to Zach last night about one of the reasons I'm so nervous, and I'm not nervous about the class. I think the class is gonna be fun. I love learning and listening to people who are smarter than me. I'm nervous about the assignments. Like, I don't know, what if she says that I shouldn't be a writer? Like, what if she reads my work and she thinks I'm just not cut out for it? And I was saying to Zach, like, just how much it would suck, because I'm gonna do it anyway, but it just would be a lot harder if I wasn't very good at it. So I guess I have that comfort. Like, it's not like I have a plan B, because this is what I want. And in a way that is comforting, because I know that as long as I have that, no one can take that from me. No one can take away your passion for something, you know. They can make it harder. They can make you feel bad that it's your passion, but no one can take that away. Alright, I'm gonna have my coffee, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, see you in a bit. Say it's like 5 minutes till my class begins, and I got toothpaste on my shirt, so life's good. Can you see it? You can kind of see it. Okay. Ooh, hope that wasn't smudged the whole time. I don't think it was. Just finished the class. Everyone's really smart. No. It was actually really fun. I really liked it. We mostly just went over the syllabus, which I wasn't expecting. And I told Zach, actually, I was like, this class is different because the first class is going to be hard. We're not just going to go over the syllabus, but we did for most of the class. But then we actually had to do some writing and turn it in. And the 3 hours, it felt like 3 hours, but they went by, I would say, still pretty fast, just because it was fun talking about everything. But it's a little chaotic because it's like people, I mean, we're all conferencing in from all over the world, and so people are like, you know, it's hard not to interrupt somebody. It's not like when you're all sitting in the same room together and you can see someone's about to talk, so you don't talk. It's not like that. You just kind of start talking. But overall, it's pretty smooth, and I think it will be a really fun class. I'm excited to see what peer group I get put in. So we're going to be put in groups of 3 to go over each other's work. Oh, and the other thing I really liked was, so we obviously have to write papers and essays, and we have to write a final creative work. And the thing I want to do is rewrite my first chapter. And she said that she does not grade your creative work. So she doesn't want you to worry about that, but she does just grade the essays. So I feel better about that. So she can't tell me that it sucks that bad because there's no grade. So, right, Zach?
Mm-hmm. Even though it's not gonna suck.
They'll just be, you know, covered in red marks and improvement marks, but she'll never say it's enough. I would do this. Okay, that's it for tonight. I'm tired. It is late. It's gonna be long nights this summer, but that's all right. We have more daylight. A lot of people were on the West Coast and it was still sunny where they were, and I was jealous because, like, it is bedtime for me now. Anyway, that's it for today's check-in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. This nightie always makes me look super washed out. So I'm sitting down to do homework for the first time in a while. And it's brutal. Well, let's get going. For those curious, I'm analyzing this St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves by Karen Russell. It was actually a really good short story. Do recommend. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Sorry again for the no makeup look, but I am working from home again today, and so I don't put makeup on. Actually, I did last time, didn't I? Because I had to go out, but... So I finished my homework last night, and I forgot how brutal it is. I was up so late, and I was so tired by the end of it. I was trying to stay awake while typing, and I was like, I have to reread this to make sure that it's grammatically correct. Especially in a writing class, you know, that's more important than ever. And so, oh my god, though, I like didn't want to have coffee because then I would have been up and like just not good. So I had decaf, which has a little bit of caffeine, but I was still so tired. Oh, I should have just had a real coffee. And tonight is my second writing class. I'm very excited. The first one went so well, and I just love the energy of everyone in the group. I was talking to my friend Erin about what it is I love so much about the class, and I think just it's what I love about writing classes and even NaNoWriMo events in general. And that's that there is this sense of validation in a way when you're surrounded by so many people who share the same dream as you, and a professional, you know, your teacher, who acts as though getting published is the most natural and attainable goal in the world. You know, it's not some crazy far off dream that you're hoping for. It's just like, oh, that's what you want? Okay, that's great. Well, let's work on getting you there. And just to have that validation that, you know, your dream isn't just this far off thing, it's just so, it does a lot. It really does a lot, and I feel like it gets rid of a lot of that fear of what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. This is horrible. When you're writing, you know, and it just makes it like, yeah, I can do this. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I'm really tired. But I have another assignment due tomorrow, and I think I might actually start it tonight just because doing the whole assignment last night was really brutal. I mean, it wasn't long. It was only 600 to 900 words, which after doing NaNoWriMo, I mean, that's like nothing, right? Because that's like half of what you do in NaNoWriMo in a day. But it was still just like, I don't know. I felt like, you know, I had to finish it because the time was up versus I was finished with it because I felt it was the best it could be. I mean, I guess that's like with any deadline. But yeah, I don't want to ramble because I want these vlogs to not be an hour long. But I will check in with you guys again later and let you know how the rest goes. It was so weird to write an essay style again though, because I hadn't done that in a long time. It was pulling teeth a little bit, but I think it came out okay. Yeah, I know it's at least passable. We'll see what she thinks. I'm actually in the middle of my second class right now, and today's Wednesday. I've already filmed today, duh. And we got back, so I don't look at myself. We got back our first homework assignment, and I got a good, like it was a check system. So there's like check plus, check, and check minus, and I got just a check. And even though when I wrote my paper, I didn't feel as though I definitely put all of my best effort into it, I still thought I did good. And it's, I guess I just wanted to come on and just say, like, I don't know, I'm starting to have those like feelings of, oh my god, am I not good enough for this class? Oh my god, you know, am I not smart enough for this? And it's weird to, I guess it's weird to reflect that I'm feeling this way so strongly in just the beginning. It's almost like that imposter syndrome. I don't know. I don't really know the point of this. I don't know. I guess I just really wanted my first assignment to be like perfect. And you know, it's a class. It was my first, we had one lesson, and like it was just like a preliminary exercise, and so I shouldn't beat myself up about it, but grades suck. I was somebody who in high school and college really obsessed about it, and now that I'm back in school and more importantly doing something that's like my dream, I feel like I'm even more obsessed with making sure I get high marks, even though I said like I'm gonna do this no matter what. I don't know. I guess I'm just adjusting to feeling like I belong here in this highly regarded educational class. Okay, that was my vent. I feel better now. You know what it is too, and I'm gonna talk really fast because I'm afraid Zach's gonna walk in the door any second now. I realized this level of uncomfortableness is exactly how I felt when I first studied abroad. And it kind of goes back to what our advisors, when we made the decision to study abroad, said, and that was to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think, especially in my writing career, I've grown so comfortable to YouTube, I've grown comfortable even to NaNoWriMo, and this is something that it does feel so uncomfortable because it's like I'm expected to talk in class, and that's so nerve-wracking when there's so many smart people, and you know, I'm expected to write essays again, and I feel uncomfortable, but in a weird way that leads me to kind of have confirmation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I think in order to progress, you know, when you're working out, in order to build muscle, you have to wear your current muscle, you have to get uncomfortable. So I think if I was completely comfortable in this class, and if I soared through my homework assignments with easy A's, I mean, am I even really learning something? So I'm gonna go at it with that approach now, like, good. I'm glad that my homework wasn't perfect, because that means I have something to improve upon, and this class is going to help me do that. I feel so much better thinking of it that way. So, okay, now we only have 5 more minutes until I have to get back to class, so I'm going to eat this hot dog really fast, and yeah, the shine is back. So, I just finished up with class, second class. And at the end of the class, we had to do a writing prompt. So it could be about anything. I think it could have been nonfiction. She really had no, like, it didn't even have to be about our project. But the prompt was simply 3 things I learned as a child. And my goal for the class is to use every single prompt, link it to my story somehow. So like be one of the characters or whatever. And I think because the prompt was written as I immediately started writing first person without even realizing it, in perspective of one of my characters. And it felt so natural. And I'm like having a crisis, but also a eureka moment. I think my book needs to be first person. And I've been dragging my feet about that. It's like a truth I've been denying, because I felt with so many characters and so many point of views, to be first person would just be a nightmare. I mean, it's jarring enough when you read a book that has first person, but it switches, like Breaking Dawn, when it switches to Jacob, and like there's, you know, everyone's an I, even when it's a different character. And I think it's 12 different perspectives? No, less than that, maybe 6, I don't know. And like, could they all really be an I? And is that going to be too much? But really my story, I mean, not to give away my theme or anything, but a huge element of it is humanity and what it means to be a person, and what it means to think you're a good person or a bad person, and you know, does that really exist? And I think one of the best ways perhaps to do that is to make it a first person story and have you really be in each character's point of view. I guess I just have this like mentality that first person is sort of an easy out. I know it's not true, but just to me, I think because it came so much easier and like you didn't have to do as much showing. I mean, these are all just presumptions that are wrong, by the way, but this is just my feeling. And I guess it's almost like a little bit uncomfortable for me in a way. Like I'm contradicting myself because I just said it felt more natural, but it was almost a little bit uncomfortable for me because it's like I really have to be my character now, and I feel like I don't know, it's like actually stepping out of myself and writing first person but as somebody else. And I don't know if I've done that yet. Like, I love reading first person so much, but I don't know if I've actually written first person in a fictional sense. So I'm gonna try it though. I think I am. So I think for the first chapter that I'm rewriting for this class, I'm going to try it in first person, at least in the beginning, and if it sucks then I'll redo it in third person and turn in that in the end. But oh my god, it just feels so much easier for me to write it because I am somebody who reflects on my own actions, duh, like doing this right now, and so it feels very natural for me to have a character do that as well, and to just get right in there and just get in their heads instead of just like being maybe in their perspective but third person like in Harry Potter. And okay, I just had to come on and say that though. It is so humid today that the bed is like damp. Nasty. So I just posted my first author's journal today, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's commented so far. So it's gotten a lot of comments, more than I would say my average video gets, and it's already up to 64 views. That's so exciting, but not that matters. But I feel like I'm so glad that I took the time to actually be honest with my concerns, and I'm glad that this week is going to have even more of those concerns, because you know, saying them out loud was already therapeutic in itself, but just hearing you guys say that you've gone through the same thing, or just talking me out of my insecurities a little bit, it makes me feel not so alone in this process. You know, obviously Zach is a great support, my friends are a great support, but you know, I don't have many friends in my real life who are doing this, you know, and so just, I don't know, like, so I just want to take the time to address some of the comments, and I'll reply to them on here too, but I think some people brought up really great points. A lot of people mentioned, and I'll say their name, there was Pancake, love that screen name, by the way, Ravy Shaw, Mary Wembley, Shelley Perrin, and loads of others too, but those ones in particular, you guys talked about how I shouldn't be ashamed to enjoy the authors I do enjoy. And it kind of all comes back to, you know, it's something I'm trying to get better at, but like, I don't know how many of you guys have watched that video that seems to be recommended to everybody right now, like in the YouTube thing. And it's by a booktuber, and it's called Dear Stephanie Meyer. And basically it's like an open apology to her. But one of the things she talks about, and I believe I've talked about this in these vlogs before, is how there's such a strange like hate in our society for teenage girls. And I can see it for teenage boys too, but it seems especially strong for teenage girls and what teenage girls are interested in. And this YouTuber kind of theorizes that that's why there was so much hate towards Stephanie Meyer, because when you think about the books themselves, the Twilight series, and this isn't just about Twilight, but just, you know, pop culture in general, no matter what it is, when something is really well liked, specifically by a group of people, a large group, there's always people who want to be almost like the naysayers, to the point where it almost becomes like that's the more popular thing. Like you think about Justin Bieber, for instance. If you just looked at Justin Bieber as a whole and didn't pay attention to his fan base, he's a good singer. And like, honestly, anybody that says otherwise, that he's not good at singing, I don't take seriously, because if you listen to him sing, he is very good. But people didn't like the culture that surrounded him and like the fans, and so they made fun of him. And when you think about it, it's kind of really messed up. I mean, this was a 14-year-old kid, and he got ruthlessly just shot down, like, you know, relentlessly teased for being a girl, and it was just a weird thing. And I guess, you know, I grew up in high school and middle school around all of that, like all this hate towards, you know, anything that teenage girls had a passion for. So Twilight, Justin Bieber, Jonas Brothers, and so I hid it, you know. Like around my girlfriends I talked about it, but I tried not to talk about it too much. Like in high school or especially in college, you know, I didn't bring my Jonas Brothers posters to college because I didn't want to be teased. And I mean, it's all in good fun, but at the same time it does make you feel self-conscious. And so it's like, I love the Twilight books and I'm really enjoying rereading them. They're so fun. And like part of me wants to, this sounds crazy, but part of me wants to pick like Stephenie Meyer for the person I analyzed, just because I think she nailed how to get so wrapped up in a world, and I want to figure out how she did that. Like, why is it I'm so drawn in? And I don't think it's just the romance. I think it's just she writes so naturally, and I don't know, I like want to analyze her, but like I feel so embarrassed to like say that, because you know, we've grown up that that should be something you're ashamed of. I feel like I'm overthinking it, and I'm glad the books have been out for long enough now that I think the hate towards them, and really anything, like the Jonas Brothers and the hate towards Justin Bieber, like it's kind of all sort of, you know, it's not, people don't care about as much, and it's almost coming full circle where it's like, oh, you're into that. It's kind of like how some people aren't afraid to say they love NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, even though like maybe back in the early 90s they would get teased for liking boy bands like that. The root of it is, I'm afraid of what people are going to think of me, and that I'm not going to be taken as seriously. And you guys are right. You know, everyone I mentioned, everyone who commented too, just giving such great advice. So for everyone I didn't mention that's commented so far, you know, Tamia, Nomi, like you always leave the best comments. Jeanette Greaves, you have 2 really great comments. Hannah the writer, Inquisitive Minds, you said you've been watching me for a couple months now, thank you. And just everyone, you guys are so right, and like I shouldn't care. I feel like this video is getting a lot deeper than like I meant it to, and it's not even just all about Twilight. It's just, I guess I'm making a really rookie mistake of wanting to be taken seriously as a writer, and so I'm worried so much about what I think people would take more seriously. Like, oh, if I study Jane Austen or Shakespeare, or I mean these are popular names too, but just someone that's considered more classic, then my teacher will approve, and you know, everyone in the class will be like, oh yes, that's a good person to study, versus like, and I feel like my teacher is so great, like I love her, that I think if I made an argument for it, she wouldn't judge. I mean, she said like people have done like children's books before. I feel like I'm more insecure about this than, I don't know why this, like, I guess it's just making me feel like I just don't want to feel like I'm not good enough for this. I'm like crying. Sorry, I'm not a pretty crier. And like this whole time, you know, I'm so excited to take this class, and I'm learning so much, and it's just one class. I feel like I'm building the importance of this up so much, and it is fun, and I want it to be fun, and it's light, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I feel like it's forcing me to face a lot of the fears I've had when it comes to going after my dreams, and like, because you know, it's just, this is the first time like someone is gonna read what I've written and tell me if it's good. You know, this is the first time that someone's gonna tell me if, not that she would say it in so many words, but if I'm cut out for this. And it's fun to make these videos and to write, and no one's reading it, and like I can almost just pretend that it's gonna be a bestseller, and like I can tell myself all these things, and because another thing that now it's actually like coming up to the test, and I guess I'm like having to come to terms with the fact that I shouldn't be ashamed. I shouldn't be ashamed. I shouldn't be ashamed for who I am and for liking what I like. And I feel like I have for so long. You know, I'm a bubbly person and I like to think about things in a positive way, and for some reason a lot of people take that sometimes from me being ditzy and maybe not so smart. And I mean, I know better, but I'm not saying I'm like the smartest person in the world, but like I am smart and I got good grades in school, and so like I've always kind of hid how much I love things in a sense, because those things are like correlated and teased and picked on. And I mean, like, I don't really hide it. Like, I say how much I love Twilight, and I say how much, you know, I'm not afraid to love Harry Potter, and like, I don't even know if I'm making sense, but at the same time I don't stand up for it. And you guys' comments are right. Like, I should not be ashamed of that anymore. And like, you know, I would hope that even if my books, fingers crossed, are heavily loved, I wouldn't want to then be discredited and like people make fun of my fans for liking my work. I mean, that would make me feel horrible. Like, I would not want them to feel ashamed. I have no idea what I look like right now. Oh god. I've been hiding the viewfinder because I keep looking at it when I'm filming, so hopefully this week's been better because I've been hiding it, but so I don't know if my face is in the shot, but I'm sorry. I'm a mess. Why am I crying? I'm tired. Sure, let's go with that. It's not it. I'm just emotional. I might cut out most of this because that's kind of embarrassing to cry on the internet, but okay. Long story short, you guys are right. And, you know, this isn't just about liking what I like. I mean, I feel like this is really a confrontation of not being ashamed of who I am in a way, and not being afraid to put out the kind of work I want to put out. And, you know, even in class when we were sharing our genres, I almost felt embarrassed to say I was writing a young adult novel when people were writing screenplays on horror, and like everyone just has like all these like great intelligent ideas, but like I want to write young adult. I want to write middle grade things. I want to help people feel how I felt when I was young and read these books, and like it was an escape. And like, I don't think it has to be the next, you know, a separate piece or the next 100 Years of Solitude. It doesn't have to be this, like, I don't want to write books that you have to work through. I want to write books that you can just escape into, you know? Like, I want a book that just you can't put down, you can't stop reading. Like, that's the kind of author I want to be, because that's what I love, and I don't want to be ashamed of that. So thank you everyone so much who's commented, because as you can see, I've been struggling with it, and just hearing you all affirm to me, like, my fears, like, not to listen to that voice in my head that's saying you're not good enough or your interests aren't good enough, and saying like I should be proud to like what I like and not ashamed. Thank you. I really needed to hear it, and I really appreciated it. So it's definitely inspired me to want to leave more comments. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and sometimes I don't leave comments because it's like, everyone else has it taken care of. But I have appreciated every single comment you guys leave. Like, everyone who's left one, you have no idea. Thank you. Okay, I'm done. I have to write a paper now. This is embarrassing. I did not expect to cry. Oh my god, I don't even know if I'm going to show this. Ugh. Okay, I have to go turn in my next paper. And now I'll let you know how that goes, I guess. Blurry. Just got my, kind of loud over here. I think both Zach and I are getting sick. Just wanted to update you. I just got my homework assignment back, my second one. And I got an A+. Well, a check plus, which I assume is an A. I don't actually know. It's like a mystery. So stoked. She said she loved it. Yes. Okay. Just finished filming. Oh, I'm a little close. Just finished filming my Camp NaNoWriMo video. I can't believe Camp NaNoWriMo starts tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm going to work on tomorrow. I guess I'll just spend an hour working on something. Also, I think I am wearing the same dress that I wore in my last sit down video, so that's a little embarrassing. I swear I have more dresses. I don't actually have that many dresses. Anyway, in my sit down video I talked about how I'm going to be uploading my second author's journal tomorrow because I filmed a lot, as you guys know by the time you're reaching this. So I think I'm gonna stop filming here. Oh my gosh. Plus it seems like just a good place to end since it's, you know, Camp NaNoWriMo starts tomorrow. This was a doozy of a week, wasn't it? I went through a lot of emotions. But I think it was a really good week. I feel like I've had a lot of good revelations. And like I said, you know, in just a couple clips ago, I really appreciate you guys' comments and for helping me see the light, and that I have nothing to be ashamed of, and that honestly every author should be celebrated and you shouldn't be ashamed to read what you want to read. Alright, so oh, I should do another sign out of what books I'm reading. Shoot, I have told you guys everything now, except for my bathroom book. I told you guys I read a lot of books at once. So, sitting in my bathroom, and I won't film in my bathroom because it's really hot in there right now, is It by Stephen King. Can you guys see that? Hold on, I have to turn this up. I have been reading this, for like a year now. It's sometimes with Stephen King books, I fly through them, like Bag of Bones, The Stand once I got through the beginning hump, but for some reason this book is taking me forever to get through. It's just so long and so dense. When I filmed my word count video, and I'll link that below as well, I looked up how many words it is, and I think it's like 444,000 or something ridiculous like that. Like, oh my god. And it reads like it. It's very long. The pages are all swollen from the heat and it getting damp. Thanks. It's actually my brother's book too. Whoopsies. Sorry, Derek. I'll buy you a new one. I like it. It's not my favorite Stephen King book, but it is very good, and it's such a classic that I felt like as a Stephen King fan, I just have to read it. Like, I just have to. Thank you guys for watching. I feel like I should end each journal with like a message. What should this week's message be? Alright, thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Really? I know, I need to sign out. I know. I'm working on it.